You can watch Table of Content live on Twitch every Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at www.twitch.tv/elevatethenetwork. Welcome to Table of Content, Elevate Community Roundtable Show, where we discuss all that's happening around streaming, gaming, and entertainment. We are joined this week by TIE Fighter X1, Brmibe, and the other half of the Walt Wednesday tag team, Zazzaboo Joe. How are you all doing this evening? Ty? That's true. I'm not Zazzaboo. In typical Zaz fashion, he's having some technical difficulties this evening, so he actually wasn't able to make it. So I had to step in last minute. But how are you actually doing? Yeah, how about you, Brmibe? Sorry.
I'm doing all right tonight.
Jazzy?
We're living the dream.
You guys want to tell us about your channels and roles in the community? Ty?
Sure. My name's TIE Fighter X1. I am the CEO of Elevate. It's my baby. And I stream I produce this show every Sunday. We do Streamer Spotlight as well in this time zone when this show is not on. We'll be doing some Mixer Monday and Facebook Friday starting in February. And then my own personal streams are on Tuesday nights, Tuesdays, Fridays. Well, it won't be on Friday then, but Tuesdays and Saturdays at usually about 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Cool. Jazzy?
My name is Zazzaboo, and I guess I'm the brand ambassador with the Elevate community. I'm a variety streamer on my own channel. I stream on Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays. On Mondays and Thursdays, it's at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, and on Fridays, it is at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. And on this channel, every Wednesday, I host Walt Wednesday, and Brmibe over there, he's my co-host.
So, how about you, Brmibe?
As Jess said, I co-host Walt Wednesday. Normally, I'm a variety streamer. I don't really have much of a schedule other than being there or streaming on Sunday. Don't really have a time slot that I do it though.
You guys are so enthusiastic. I just wanted to point that out.
My throat hurts.
You've got some nice chamomile tea.
I'm gonna step in as producer for a second and step over you for a second, Stump. I did want to take a moment to pay tribute to Kobe, his daughter, and everybody else we lost on that horrific accident today.
Quite the shocking news. All right. Well, why don't we dive into streaming news? Greed can get the best of some streamers. I think we have a video that we're going to start with. Is that correct, Ty?
That is correct. Let's jump into it.
How did my whole speech about how I need subs and to keep the stream going if you like the content, blah, 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 how that results in 0 subs? There are regulars here. $5 a month. How do you have hours of time to watch me and not $5? I don't know. What are you doing with your life where you have hours of time to watch Twitch and not $5 to provide for the content that you're watching? Look at, I have a wall of non-subs. This is actually really heartbreaking because it's like people just really really don't respect me.
So that was the popular Twitch streamer badBunny.
I haven't got a donation or a sub for an hour. What the? For an hour? What the?
This is ridiculous.
An hour when I Working for free? What the?
It doesn't end, does it?
Consuming this free entertainment. Like, how do you think free entertainment is available to you? It's because other people actually provide money so you can be a cheap. That's it. Other people provide money because they're generous and they see like a thing that they want to support, a form of entertainment they want to support, and then you leech. But that's the reality of it. Period. If you're watching Twitch as a non-donating, non-sub, you are.
All right.
While broadcasting on January 18th, badBunny explained to her chat that she needed monetary support to continue creating content on Twitch. When her viewers didn't respond with an influx of subscriptions, she lashed out, as you just saw. Jazzy, how do you feel about streamers begging for money?
You don't beg for money. No matter where you are, no matter how bad your life is, you don't beg for money. You just don't do that. The way she did it, especially, like, you don't lash out, especially at your community, and just no. Like, every time I watch it, I literally get angry, and I want to lash out at her, and like go through the monitor and just not be a very nice person. But it's fine. I don't want to throw little quarters at her head. It's fine.
2 pennies.
Or dimes. They're smaller and they might hurt worse. But it's fine.
Yeah, but pennies are less, and they're a little bigger than dimes.
True. But still.
So, what do you think, Ty? I mean, is it akin to bribing them with beans, or is this something a whole nother level?
This is completely ridiculous. All right. I am kind of a money WH word, if you want to call me that, right? I advertise the beans. That's for biddies. I advertise them for subs. I tell people I'll sit on their chest if they want me to. Exclamation mark merch in the chat right now if you want to buy one of these awesome shirts. That's selling your content, okay? She is literally begging for money, and it is the most hideous thing that I could ever see. She might as well stand on a corner with her little change cup and say, "Hey guys, do you want to give me some money? I had a rough week on Twitch. You want to put some money in this cup, please?" No? Okay.
No. Like, I did my Mama Cupcake stream back in October, and that, like, if you do money for a good cause, or if you just want to help pay for, like, my situation, my mom's surgery, then it's completely different. I think if, like, it's for charity work, or so it's for a legitimate reason, then you can, like, ask for money, but don't, like, jam it down your throats. Like, I haven't gotten a donation or a sub for an hour, a whole hour. Like, no.
Also, let me just add, I have never received a donation through my PayPal. That's TieFighterX1@gmail.com. Just throwing it out there.
Okay.
Well, Brmibe, can we expect to see you out there on a pole begging for money, or what's your take on this?
I don't think you'll be seeing me out there.
No.
Dang it, man! I was going to throw $100 bill out.
Well, I mean, in that case, maybe. Only outside of Jazz's house, though. But no.
It'll work.
I mean, hey, my door's always open. Just open it up and just do your little dance.
But no, I think that was completely ridiculous and uncalled for on her part. Like, an hour, that's, like, I get maybe she's used to seeing stuff every now and then, but she should be just happy that she gets anything at any point in time, not, oh, I haven't gotten anything so far or in this amount of time. Like, if she gets something, she should just be grateful, not expect something of everybody.
Also, I want to point out that like there's children and that like to go watch big streamers because they have a lot of people to watch, and they're supposed to. She's, I'm assuming, partnered. Did we ever confirm that? Yes, no, maybe so.
I don't care.
No, you don't care. Okay, but whatever.
I mean, she's
Partner or not,
to,
she
like,
shouldn't
have
look that way.
you're right, but like if you have your own community, you should treat it like a plant. You should
Be a little
nurture
more responsible.
and be 10 times, be very responsible and want to grow as a content creator, not become so I can't words so greedy, pretty much.
And I mean, the big thing is yeah, you are working for free. You're a content creator and you're putting this content out for people that may want to watch your content. That doesn't mean they have to pay you for it. Like,
exactly.
That's not how content creation works.
I had a comment, but it's not appropriate for this stream. And if you want to know it, I'll tell you after.
So you don't think she's entitled to some kind of compensation for her efforts?
No.
Me personally, absolutely not.
You're doing this out of the kindness of your heart. You're doing this because you're like bored and you want to like just share your content, or you want to put a spot. You should be doing it for fun. Like me, I just stream to put a smile on somebody's face. I don't expect somebody to throw money at me every hour just because I'm giving you good content. And she probably doesn't even give out that good of content because,
I mean, I think for the most part, what she did was she's trying to land on some of these websites, the news article that's out there now. She has brought attention to herself now. There is no such thing as bad publicity. As long as you're in the news or controversy creates cash, all of those kind of things. She's just milking the system, in my opinion.
Do you think it'll work?
To a point, yeah. Somebody will see that and people will feel sorry for her that she feels that way, and they will subscribe. I mean, if you watch some of those videos, you could start seeing some biddies come through and some subscriptions once she pointed that out. So
Brmibe, what do you think is to stop other people from kind of attempting a similar thing?
I think, well, if too many people try it, then eventually people are just going to be like, okay, this is just becoming the thing. I'm not going to watch these people. And they'll start clicking off of it instead of clicking on it.
We can only hope, right? All right. So Mixer announces that the annoying 24/7 Spark Farms and follow for follow streams are going bye-bye. A big point has long been 24/7 streams where users just set the stream on some radio station and go AFK, billing themselves as Spark Farm. Mixer's currency for viewing streams. There's also been a rise of follow for follow spammers who aren't actually actively streaming. Some of these streams end up trending on the front page, taking up precious space away from legitimate streamers on a platform that isn't exactly awash with viewers. Clip upgrades will let you trim your clips more accurately, all the way down to 5 seconds. Previously, Mixer's clipping tool was less than flexible. The Mixer app on Xbox will offer an opinion to go back to the previous chat method with a sidebar rather than chat overlay on top of the video. How do you feel about the following for following itself, and what are your thoughts on the coming changes with Mixer, Jazzy?
Well, I don't believe in follow for follow at all. I think if you follow somebody because they just followed you, then you're not actually growing as a streamer at all, because that said person might never come back. Like if somebody says follow for follow with me, I'm like, sure, we could do that, but I'll never follow you, so you might as well not follow me. And as of Mixer, I don't really watch Mixer. I don't know much about how everything works in Mixer. So, but I hope they put a stop somehow to the follow for follow if they can figure it out.
Sure. What do you think, Brmibe, if they start bringing out the ban hammer on some of these people who are doing this 24/7 spark farms and things like that? How do you think that's going to go over?
I mean, people are probably gonna. Some of them will probably start getting upset about it, but you know, it's something that's there to reward you for watching people that are actually trying to do something and be entertaining and give you entertainment. So you should just sit there and go through, find people that you enjoy watching, and just watch them instead. I just
What do you
don't see much point in it.
Fair enough. What about you, Ty? Where do you come down on this?
Follow for follow is the best thing ever. I tell you what, I will do follow for follow. All right, just hit me up, drop that follow, and I'll get back to you eventually. All right.
And eventually means infinity and beyond.
Maybe strong maybe.
But I mean, I'm glad Mixer's cracking down on it, right? I mean, if the platform gets better, then we all grow. If you get rid of some of these music streams and 3D printing streams, like, I'm all for watching a 3D printer, but I don't want that to be the only content, right? Like, have a camera on your 3D printer while you're talking to your chat or something. Don't have your 3D printer up for 24 hours and you're just getting bits and stuff. Like, that's not really content.
If you're playing some radio station, are you creating the content in any way, Jazzy?
What? Sorry, you cut out.
Oh, I'm sorry. If I decide to put up a stream and I've been playing this radio station, is that really my content?
No, you're stealing content.
I mean, at least with a printer, Ty, I mean, they're making something, right?
I mean, I just a 3D printer and you're just making something. There's no point in showing us that unless you're actually talking to the chat.
I'm sorry.
Audio got distorted.
Yeah. Yes, it did.
I think we're okay now.
I sure hope so.
Can you repeat
All
that?
right.
I'm sorry, Jazzy.
What?
Can you repeat what you said about that? No?
Hang on.
Moving on.
All right, yeah.
Let's move on. I don't remember. It was like a whole 5 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Know my brain by now.
Quite the goldfish collection we have.
Exactly. My brain is just like Peter Pan's.
Solid. All right. We'll move on to just chatting streamer AmericanDad looked to pull off his first ever fart mic on broadcast, but his attempt
a video for this
at the joke failed miserably. And yep, like Ty says, we're gonna. Momentarily. We'll get there.
Technical difficulty.
Chat, fart mic. First ever fart mic. Here it is.
Oh.
I think I just pooped my pants. I think I just pooped my pants.
Still gets me.
I just pooped my pants.
Oh.
Well, guys, poop is on. Wait, your poop mic is on? Turn that thing off. That thing has problems. New sweatpants? Yes. Oh, there was poop in the sweatpants. I had to go throw them in the wash machine. 100% shit my pants. But you know what? I'll own it because I ain't no. I just shit my pants. 3 years of streaming and I've never shit my pants until today. Man, what the f is wrong with me?
Oh man, poop humor always gets me. So
Y'all gross and so immature. Me. I'm just over here. I'm like, I'm sick to my stomach now. Thanks, guys.
So Ty, is this the kind of content that you look forward to making, or what do you think about this one?
I definitely will not be making poop content. I think it's hilarious that this happened to him, but I think it's ridiculous that he. I mean, I had a nut cam, but this puts the nut cam like to shame. Like, this is a poop mic, guys.
Can you elaborate on the nut cam?
Elaborate on the nut cam, please.
So it was a camera that was underneath my desk, and I would look down and talk to chat like they were, the boys.
Okay.
May I ask why?
Because
Good question.
I don't know how it came about. I think Justin Rage, Zaz, and Red Fox talked me into it. Yeah, I don't know.
Why?
I mean,
how do you get talked into something like that? Please. I'm now intrigued more than this part.
My channel is for the people. Okay, it's the people's channel. It's like The Rock. I'm kind of like The Rock. It's the people's content.
No, you're just ready.
If you smell what American Dad is cooking,
we could most definitely smell it. Brmibe, is this the kind of humor that gets you as well, or would this have gotten you to hit that follow button?
I would not have hit the follow button. I'm still kind of baffled by Ty right now, and
I'm about to go on follow. What do you mean?
But I do have to say one thing. At least he owned up to it and didn't try to play it off as he didn't.
Oh, the truth of it was amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad he didn't show his old sweatpants on stream. That might be a bit much, but
I think that would have been ban worthy.
Quite possibly. Quite possibly. Jazz, are you feeling a little bit better now?
Sure. Not really.
So you would prefer Ty's nut cam or the poop mic? Which are you a fan of?
I'm unfollowing both. What do you mean?
If you
have already following one of them or both of them?
No.
That's fair.
Well, I mean, if I was there at that stream, literally listening to the sound, I just kind of threw up in my mouth a little bit. So
it was so wet.
I don't think.
Did you see this one?
It was
no poof. There was no poof in that air biscuit.
No. I don't think fart jokes are funny. I don't think poops jokes are funny. I don't think.
Gosh.
I'm 100%. Yeah, you're fine. The Zaza tent. Everybody's like, that's hilarious. I'm like, no, it's not. But I'll laugh with you guys just for a sympathy laugh because I'm like, you're immature boys, and it's okay. I love you anyway.
So you don't like cranberries in my channel?
No. I really don't. Every time I hear it, I literally mute. I see it in the chat, and I'm like, mute. Oh, not doing it.
Oh, man. Well, we appreciate your support of our immature ways. We really do.
I mean, I'm immature too, but not.
She's just immature in different ways.
I couldn't words. But, it's But my opinion on that whole American Dad thing was he got what he deserved. He got his karma, so he'll never ever use it again because he will be afraid he would go in his pants again.
Well, if karma is a pair of sweatpants full of a deuce, I don't know if I'm ready for that in my life. So why don't we move on to YouTube? YouTube announces that it will exclusively stream 3 behemoth esports leagues: the Call of Duty League, the Overwatch League, and the Hearthstone esports, all controlled by Activision Blizzard, that has lived primarily on the game's streaming platform Twitch. In an interview with Wired, head of the YouTube gaming Ryan Watt said that Google, which owns YouTube, and Activision have been in talks over EA Sports media rights since last year. Yeah, it's a long time coming, he says. Streaming Element CEO Doron Neer agreed in a roundabout way esports tournaments have 2 types of viewership: live and VOD post games. Since most of VOD happens on YouTube already, I expect this will move to YouTube for live viewership will have no negative impact on the views. If YouTube promotes it properly, it might even get more viewership. How do you think this will affect YouTube gaming going forward, as well as on Twitch? What about you, Brmibe? Let's start with you.
I mean, I find it interesting that they're technically all owned by the same people. And so I don't think that that's actually going to change too many things about it. It's just, trying to keep your money where you can, or all together, instead of in different places, I guess. That's just all I really see it as.
Okay. What about you, Jazzy?
Well, I don't want to say I don't know, but I'm not sure. I want to know more into what they're going to be doing before I can voice an opinion.
That's fair. Ty, have you formed a strong opinion on this one way or the other yet?
So, esports is the future of sports, in my opinion. And I'm a big listener of Gary Vee as well. I'm not sure if anybody on this call or anybody in chat knows who Gary Vee is, but he's a big social media entrepreneur.
There you go.
And he truly believes that football is going to go away, and we'll only be watching people play Madden in terms of sports in the future. And I kind of agree, because we keep seeing, all of the safety talk. They want to continue to make things more safe for everybody. And until you actually just take the game out, it's never going to be 100% safe. But it's not what it used to be. And I know, when I was growing up, there was grandparents saying oh, you guys aren't actually playing football. We didn't even use pads when we were kids, right? And now you have kids that are even more so, participation trophies and all that stuff. So everybody's getting more conscious about injuries and such. So maybe that's true. Maybe the future is esports. And if so, YouTube is brilliant for trying to monopolize that,
Now, do you think that these games will really take over, and that those sports will die out, and that it's not going to be, they'll have to evolve to suit whatever need arises in the market? Say a new sport becoming popular because, say, football died out, or football has evolved into a much different game?
I don't know if
we're going to continue to
fully die out. I mean, but then again, we thought in 2020 we'd have flying cars and robots playing football. So, who knows? Who knows what the future brings?
Don't we have bots we can play against in football, or is that just e-football?
What? Robots?
You play against the computer in a lot of
AI.
games, right?
No, but I thought we were supposed to what was that show? The old show on Spike TV and TNN, where they would build robots and they would battle each other. BattleBots, yeah. So, I used to think that football was going to be like BattleBots of the future, and you'd actually have physical robots battling on the gridiron, which would be really cool.
I feel like Ty's showing his age a little bit.
I thought he was going for Jetsons.
It's all right.
Well, why don't we move over to gaming news? Final Fantasy VII. If you're still set on getting Final Fantasy VII in April and have the game pre-ordered already, you might need to check the status of your order and make sure that you don't lose it. Square Enix said this week, because of the delay that pushed the game's release date back out of March into April, people who pre-ordered it need to opt into keeping their pre-order, or else it might be canceled. Square Enix. That's a great question. Square Enix shared the latest update on the game and its pre-orders through Final Fantasy VII's Twitter account. The need to opt into the pre-orders people have already secured only applies to people in the United States who bought the game through the Square Enix stores. But if that applies to you, you need to take that action before February 28th. What do you think makes this sort of bizarre pre-order process? Are you excited, and will you be playing the game? Brmibe?
I've heard a lot about Final Fantasy VII Remake. I have a lot of friends that are very interested and ready for it, but personally, I'm probably not going to end up playing it. And Jazz, I think that you will get your money back, because from the pre-orders that I've had to place, they won't let you actually get billed for it until you until it comes out, unless you actually pay for it like in store at GameStop or something in person instead of online.
See, I don't pre-order games. I just wait till they come out. I'm patient when it comes to that.
I've pre-ordered a couple to get those bonuses that they give.
Yes, I know.
Free skins.
You and your...
Now, Ty, I think you're a big fan of the One-Winged Angel, right? Are you excited to play this game?
I've actually never played a single Final Fantasy game. So the first thing I want to touch, though, is we're living in 2020. Like, there's no reason these pre-orders should be canceled if you don't extend it. Like, I don't know what's going on with their tech system that you have to extend the pre-order or it's going to be canceled. That's whack. All right. Like, get your shit together, Square Enix.
That might just be for the people who, since they have to pay it when it gets released. It might just be so that way, if you are counting on it being released this week and you're going to have the money this week, but you may not have it that month later, then it's just so that way you don't accidentally overdraw because they pushed the game back.
That's true, but think about all of the money they're also losing by doing that, right? A lot of these companies, Square's probably not one of them. They make lots of money over the years, but a lot of these developers, they depend on the pre-orders to help finish developing the game. So if you're like canceling all these orders, a lot of these people probably aren't going to see this email. It's probably going to go to the spam folder. And now you have millions of people or thousands of people that have lost their pre-order and don't even realize that this is even a thing. I mean, like, I don't know. But I see the other side too. And I see everybody who pre-ordered this game is going to be up in arms, throwing a fit because this game was delayed. And which is another thing that really grinds my gears. A little bit of a tyrant, if you may. People get mad when the game gets delayed so that they build a better game, but yet they also complain when the games are released too early and they have a million kinds of bugs. So, I mean, you're at a lose-lose situation right now.
Well,
You're never ever going to make people happy. There's no way to make everybody happy.
If the situation's coming down to a lose-lose, and you can either put out a subpar game or irritate your viewers and your potential clients or purchasers, which would you rather do, Jazzy?
Do what?
Would you rush production, or would you delay it at the risk of irritating all of your potential buyers?
Oh, I don't care about everybody's feelings. I'll just wait till it's perfect and then I'll give it to you. You be patient.
Okay. Brmibe, now you had mentioned that they probably backed it off. Do you think that this was in order to prevent some kind of liability issue that they might have had, and could have potentially had some kind of lawsuit over that kind of issue because they backed it off and didn't warn anybody?
Do you mean like for the whole pre-order thing?
Yeah, if they back off the pre-order and it causes some kind of financial strain on somebody, and because they didn't warn them.
I think technically they are getting a bit of a warning, seeing as they know that it got pushed back.
Now, yes, now.
And-
I mean, if they hadn't.
Well, yeah, I mean, they do issue an announcement that it's going to be pushed back, so I would see it kind of as the person who doesn't see its fault. If you don't keep up to date on the game that you're looking forward to coming out, that's kind of your fault, in my opinion.
Agreed. Completely agreed.
Okay.
If you pre-order the game, then I mean, you should probably be paying enough attention that you're going to know that the game was delayed, and have the money available for that game as well. I mean, if not, then that's your fault, not mine.
Understandable. I do notice a lot more of the CYA mentality in a lot of these companies, in these games. But hey, I mean, if you're going to irritate them one way or the other, why not go the safer route, right? So I think we have a few Rocket League fans here, right?
Couple. We have a tournament coming
All
up,
right.
by the way, guys. If you haven't done so already, get in the community, !Mark Discord in the chat. We have a tournament coming up on the 15th of February, I believe. Let me double check the date.
It is the 15th, Saturday.
Yep, the 15th of
3 p.m.
February. We
Eastern Standard
have
Time.
lots of spots still open. If you want to get in that tournament, then do it so I could beat you.
The gauntlet has been thrown.
Yeah,
all right,
the
well,
ties
Eliminated
definitely
first
gonna
round.
Now I want to take off work that day just so I can
Do it.
eliminate Ty.
Do
I mean-
it.
I think you have to now.
Well, I don't know about that far. It's tempting, though. It's very
All right.
tempting.
I think Zaz is going to beat Ty in the first round.
Not if he
Could be.
doesn't have a computer.
True.
Well, he plays off his Xbox too.
It'll still crash.
Probably.
Yeah,
Poor Zaz.
it's
We
Zaz.
love you.
He'll find a way for it to crash.
Well, our next bit of news does come in the Rocket League vein. Psyonix is ending its support for Rocket League on the Mac OS and Linux platforms within the next few months. The developers announced this week that means most people will still be able to play the game uninterrupted, but if you're on one of those two platforms, you'll have issues. Psyonix said it was no longer viable to maintain support of those platforms since the continuity upgrade Rocket League to continually upgrade Rocket League with new tech. The final update for Mac OS and Linux in March will disable online functionality, but would leave offline features intact. To accommodate players who bought the game on one of those two platforms and wanted their money back, Psyonix said it would work out a deal with Valve to order refunds without outside of Valve's typical refund policy. The plan didn't work as intended at first, as refunds were being rejected, but Psyonix said that should be resolved now, and that players can successfully request a refund through the Stream support site. What do you think about the developer ending support, and do any of you play these ops? Jazzy, let's start with you. So we know you play Rocket League, but how do you feel about them ending support of these two systems?
I don't think it's fair, to be honest, to the people who bought the game. Yes, they can get their money back, but at the same time, what if they don't have anything else? What if they play on a Mac and they play with Linux? How are they going to play the game now? I think you're just taking away from your community you built and you're just throwing money away more than less. But see, if I was on a Linux, or a Mac, whatever words, and
Technology.
they took away my support. Imagination. There you go. And they took away the support. I don't think I would buy the game on anything else, even though I do have a PS4. Like if they took it away off Windows or anything, no. I'd just be all like, screw it, I'm over it. All right, move on. Find a new game. Even though I stream Rocket League like 24/7 now, so it's fine.
Rocket League streamer.
What about you, Brmibe?
Uh,
I think you're a pretty decent Rocket Leaguer, right?
I don't know about that.
All right.
He is fantastic. He learned from me.
I would be really disappointed in not being able to play a game that I had paid for before, though. I think it's actually really great of them to offer the full refund, though, instead of just being like, hey, we'll give you part of your money back since you did get up to all these years or, months, weeks, however long you played. It's just nice that they're not making them have to get a partial one instead.
So it make you more likely to want to use one of these systems or less likely since they're losing some support?
I would probably be less likely to, just because I already know that there's a bunch of games out there that don't have support for those systems anyways.
Okay. What about you, Ty? What's your hot take on this one?
Do we know why they are ending it? I'm looking at the article real quick.
All I've seen is that it's no longer viable. I assume some kind of monetary backing wasn't there. They're just not pulling in enough money on those platforms, I guess.
Unfortunately, our
typically what
Mac
it comes down
OS
to, but-
and Linux native clients depend on DX9 implementation for their OpenGL renderer to function. When we stop supporting DX9, those clients stop working. To keep these versions functional, we need to invest. Okay.
Now, would you dumb that down for a few of us, just in layman's?
So in order to render the game, the technology that they used won't work. And they would have to throw lots of money towards the new system to make it compatible.
Okay. So comes down to money, huh?
And yeah, I mean, Linux and Mac have never really been gaming computers. They're more workhorse computers for servers and editing and those types of things. Windows has always really been more like PCs have always been more gaming. And just recently, Google announced that their Google Chromebooks, their operating system, they're trying to get Steam support on those as well. So they're trying to get involved in the gaming world, while it looks like Mac and Linux is probably going to be on its way out. It is what it is. They're good operating systems, but they're just not made for gaming.
Right. Jazz, anything else you want to add there?
No, not really.
All right. Okay. Well, we next go to GTA 6. A new Tax Watch UK reports in Rockstar Gaming Finances reveals just how much money the developer has been getting from tax breaks. In 2019, the company claimed 37.6 million euro in video game tax relief. The report said this claim is likely to help fund the development of Grand Theft Auto 6. The tax breaks are to fund the development of GTA 6. Xbox fans should be very happy. Rockstar uses the tax relief means that it doesn't need any more money from exclusivity deals like they were talking about with PS4 or PlayStation in general. What do you make of these rumors, Ty?
I love Rockstar, period. They make phenomenal games. You got GTA, you've got Red Dead Redemption, the ping pong game from Rockstar on the Xbox 360 was one of my favorite games. I still play that like today. Rockstar is amazing, and I can't wait for another Rockstar game, whether that be GTA or I would personally like to see a new game, kind of like GTA or Red Dead Redemption, another spinoff of another era, maybe some Vikings or something. That'd be cool. Although Assassin's Creed has the Vikings things coming out, so we probably won't see Vikings.
Never know. What about you, Brmibe? Concerning the rumors as far as GTA 6 and the exclusivity deals.
I think it would be nice not to have the exclusivity deals. Maybe something like, what was it? Fallout 76 did, where you get like extra in-game currency is all for free, just for the time, or for being on that system or something. Not something that takes away content from you.
Mm-hmm.
But a while back, I think it was Rockstar CEO said that he didn't straight out confirm it, but I think it was just last year he pretty much said that they weren't planning on making a GTA 6 just due to how people react now and how the kind of humor they use, how it may not fit in too well together. Like, since they're a little more out there with their humor, and some people are, they don't want anybody to feel personally attacked by it, I think is what they were trying to do before.
Fair enough. Jazzy, are you a GTA fan?
I've played it once.
Okay.
Which one?
That's a good question.
GTA 5.
Okay.
I've watched people play it. I played it once because I was trying to play with I don't even remember who I was trying to play with. I was like, all right, I'll try it. And then I hated it. I was like, all right, I'm over it. Goodbye. Be done.
Well, how do you feel about exclusivity deals in general? We're not going to, if we just branch out from GTA 6. Do you think that it's good for some of these platforms to be making these deals, or that it hurts games to be pigeonholed into one of these systems alone and some other systems not get the game at all?
Well, I mean, I think it's good for the game company, but I also like to only release a game on a certain platform, because it gets people to if it was a new system coming out with let's say Rockstar made a deal with Sony and they had GTA 6 come out with the PS5, and it's only exclusively on the PS5, and I think that would get more people to buy, Rockstar fans to buy a PS5. And then a year later they can put it on Xbox, whatever comes next with Xbox or whatnot.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure that's what exclusive activities have kind of morphed into, right? Like, hey, play it on Xbox first or play it on PlayStation first. But I'm completely against it. I, as a businessman, know what that means for a company. If I have something and I'm trying to convert Xbox fans over to PlayStation, why would I want to release that over on Xbox as well? Sure. Would it be better for gamers? Sure, of course. But from a company standpoint, right? I mean, you can't always make consumers happy. Sometimes you have to, and it's cheaper, right? If you don't have to port the game from Xbox to PS4 or PS4 to PC, then it's going to be cheaper as well. You save money on developers.
Sure. Are there any games that have in the past or would in the future make you want to jump systems?
I have always tried to buy both because of I've kind of jumped back and forth between what fanboy I am. But for PlayStation, the Uncharted series has always been phenomenal, and is one of the only reasons I buy a PlayStation. That and MLB, the fact that it's only on PlayStation really makes me go into a tyrant. And then I'm trying to think of some Xbox games that I'm not a big Halo fan, and that's really the big one, right?
Gears of War as well.
Yeah, and I didn't play Gears that often, but I mean, it's big sellers for Xbox, and I see it. Nintendo is the king of exclusives.
It's true. Now, is there any game like Breath of the Wild or any of the Legend of Zelda games that might make you jump over?
I haven't owned a Switch in a while. I just bought my son one, and I'm looking forward to hijacking it for a little while so I can play some of the Zelda games, play some of the old Mario games. I miss playing Mario. Oh, Forza. Hey, Mr. Tofu, that's correct. Forza is an excellent game. But Gran Turismo is also excellent on PlayStation, to argue that fact.
Sure. What about you, Brmibe? Was there anything you would switch to consoles for like that? Or would like another console for?
I actually have all three of those consoles. I started with Xbox because that's just what I ended up starting with. One of my mom's friends, he got me into Xbox. Then I bought the PlayStation. That way I could play God of War and the new Spider-Man game, since those were, of course, exclusive. And then
nice name drop.
I got the Switch because I've always just had the Nintendo in my life, and like that's my main system. If I was told pick one of the three and that's the only one you can have, I would always go with Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I guess I kind of see the appeal in each.
Fair enough.
Well, I was going to say one more thing, and I kind of just lost track of what I was going to say. Oh, that's what it was. Also, the problem with multiple platform games is you take like a game like PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds or 7 Days to Die. Those games, Rust is about to be released as well on console. Those games are PC games first, and then they get ported over to the consoles. But that means for a long time, PUBG was like 6 months behind PC, and now it's just a week. But I know 7 Days to Die is like 2 or 3 versions behind the PC version, and I would rather just have to buy a console or buy that game strictly on PC than have to deal with those porting issues and having to wait like that. I'm not a very patient person at all.
Fair enough. All right.
Moments to myself.
On that note, we can move over to entertainment. Sony just recently announced that it plans on adapting some of its many video game series into movies and TV show formats. It appears that the first one of those has already been revealed. The first news of the supposedly Twisted Metal TV series came from user Reset Era, who said that the project has been revealed by Sony Pictures CEO and chairman Tony Vincero. I probably butchered that name horribly, but he'll forgive me. The exclusive reportedly told the executive reportedly told those present at the meeting during the Q&A segment that production has already begun on the series. Were you a fan of these series, and how do you feel about Sony getting into the entertainment game with their PlayStation products division? Why don't we go over to Ty on this one?
Can you repeat the question?
Missed the question. I sure.
Wait, no. This is about the PlayStation exclusives going over to TV channels, right?
You got it.
Okay, sorry, I was interacting with chat. That was totally my bad. I would personally like to see more I'm torn, right? Because we have some really good video game adaptions on the TV screen. And we also have some really bad video game adaptions to the movie screen. Tomb Raider, for example, there's been like a couple of good ones and some really bad ones. I'm still waiting for the Splinter Cell movie to come out because that was supposed to come out forever ago. Hitman was really bad on the movie screens, but it's a really good game. So yeah, I don't know. I'm torn. It depends who's doing it. Give it to Chris Nolan.
Fair enough. I mean, you can never go wrong with the Dark Knight series and someone who had a hand in that. What do you think,
He's my
Brmibe?
favorite. He's so good. Inception, Memento. Oh, he's so good.
Inception was a very overrated movie.
Overrated?
But overrated.
Really?
Oh, yes.
We need a whole nother stream about the movie Inception, I think.
We can go down that rabbit hole whenever you'd like, but
just real quick,
yeah,
why is it overrated?
It was laughably. It was a laughable attempt at being incredibly deep. The movie, in many ways, tried to throw you off and seem like it was so incredibly complicated. Yet Ellen Page's character was there to explain everything every step of the way to you. So if you got lost with a roadmap, what were you doing during the movie?
Well, then again, you do have to realize that the attention span of a human being these days, when you can't watch a movie without looking at your phone just as many times, you kind of need somebody to hold your hand.
All right.
So Stump's opinion broke the stream. But go ahead with Twisted Metal.
I believe we left off with Brmibe. How do you feel about some of these games that maybe you grew up on being turned into a television series or a movie?
Well, I so far haven't liked too many video games getting TV shows. The Witcher, I mean, I don't have a problem with that one, but most of them that I have seen, I can find something that I don't like about it. Granted, you can do that with pretty much any movie.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that if they can get it locked down like how The Witcher has, they'll be able to do fine. But overall, I just don't see it working out too well.
Fair enough. Jazzy, are there any games you're excited to potentially see make it to the silver screen?
I mean, I know they're coming out with like the Sonic movie, and they are doing they were supposed to come up with a Five Nights at Freddy's movie, I believe, but I'm not sure if that was ever 100% confirmed. But if they came out with something like that, that'd be cool. I would love to see that.
Okay.
I have really no other opinion on the whole. Like, I don't see why they should make movies based on games, because I think they should make games based on movies. instead, more or less, a lot more of that. But because you will never ever make the people who love that specific game happy if you put it into like an hour and a half movie, because it's hours of content and
What
you
What
can't
if they
stretch it
adapted
all
to it?
together.
Sort
Like
of.
if they made a movie about Kingdom Hearts, they couldn't fit the whole series in.
What if they did a TV show though?
I don't like TV. Anything to do with TV, I don't like it. No.
Okay. All
I
right.
think
You
TV
asked for her opinion and she gave it to you. No
I'm
TV.
actually ecstatic.
TV.
No, none of that stuff. Not up in here.
Okay,
movies
that's a lie.
movies turned
I do
into
like
games
TV.
never have worked well though. Just FYI.
I do like TV as long as it's like on Netflix and I can just binge watch. Because if I can't binge watch, I don't want it.
So if it were binge watchable on say Netflix or another streaming service, you might enjoy it.
Possibly, yeah.
Okay. Now, Ty, what do you think the likelihood is that we get another coming of the Super Mario Brothers, and would it be better?
As far as the TV show, the Super Mario Brothers TV show,
I was going with the movie. I don't think I've ever seen a Super Mario Brothers TV show.
yeah, there was
I
a Super Mario animated series TV show that wasn't actually bad. I remember as a child. I'm dating myself again. Thanks, Jazzy. But the movie was good. But I think if we go back and watch it again, we'd realize how cringeworthy that movie actually is.
terrible.
To what?
It was an absolutely terrible movie.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I would rather more games with better stories. You know.
If I can jump in real quick,
Go ahead.
they are apparently planning one, and the release date is set for 2022.
Who?
Planning on what?
Super
Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Is there casting yet?
I don't know.
No, TV show or movie?
It says Super Mario Bros. The movie 2022. This is released on IMDb.
They should cast me as Yoshi. I do a pretty good Yoshi.
Well,
You know,
I
I
mean,
think
there was
so
also
far
the
as
movie
good
Twins that was pretty much like Super Mario Brothers.
Danny. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, well, I mean, Arnold was no Luigi, but if they're going to cast one, the guy who played Shazam could be a great Luigi, right?
He's got the face for it, yeah.
Yeah.
Who would you cast as Mario?
I have no idea. What do you think, Brmibe?
I think
Anybody you'd send in there?
Wrong Shazam says.
for Mario and Luigi, you should just cast Ty and Zaz.
Oh, nice. Who would play who?
Who would play the tall, skinny one?
I don't know. Who's the older one? That would decide which one plays which.
Zaz
Which
has me for
brother
months.
is older?
I believe Mario is.
I'm pretty sure
Makes
Mario's
sense, but-
Mario's older.
By that, I just never saw it actually written anywhere. All right. Well, why don't we move on to Mr. Peanut? Mr. Peanut, the name of the Planters' long-going mascot, has been trending on social media this week after the Peanut brand announced his death following a car accident alongside his celebrity friends Wesley Snipes and Matt Walsh. What the character's death will actually mean is yet to be seen, but it's all part of the Super Bowl advertising buzz that invades American TV sets every year about this time. Planters has teased that his funeral will take place during the third quarter of the Super Bowl 54 on February 2nd, showdown between San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs in Miami, Florida. Social media has had fun, let's say, roasting the iconic character. For instance, another brand mascot, Mr. Clean, remembered him as always classy, always crunchy, and always cleaned up nicely. How do you feel about the death of this icon, and will you be tuning into the funeral, Brmibe?
I'm probably going to be watching the Super Bowl and probably mainly for the commercials, but I think that we're actually going to find out he's not dead and they're releasing some sort of new peanut line or something, and he's just going to be altered into that peanut line. Like maybe a spicy one or something.
A spicy
Reincarnation?
peanut?
Yeah, that could work too.
Interesting.
I just kind of see it as the explosion turns him into something like I said, the spicy one. He just gets turned into hot and spicy Mr. Peanut instead.
You mean Mrs. Peanut? Because she would probably be more spicy.
Perhaps the smokehouse version if he's cremated?
Oh, yeah.
Well, Jazzy, what do you think? Are you going to be tuning in for the funeral or the game?
Neither. Because sports and jazz don't go together.
Not even the Super Bowl
But
for
you
the
don't at least-
commercials?
I don't have cable.
Okay.
How do I watch the Super Bowl if I don't have cable? I'll go to a Super Bowl party and eat and play on my phone and watch Twitch the whole time.
And perhaps eat Planters peanuts?
Probably not. Unless it's peanuts and M&Ms, then no, I probably won't eat it.
What about you, Ty? Are you excited for this funeral?
For the funeral? Maybe not. I think
Weird statement.
maybe they're
Why
releasing
would
a
you-
peanut butter. Mr. Peanut is now peanut butter.
He's now dead, so he decayed into peanut butter.
Well, yeah,
Alright,
like
I
when
see
you
it.
said cremated, that's what I was thinking. His ashes would actually be peanut butter. We wouldn't have a smokehouse version. But
I love peanut butter. Let me point that out there. If you want to send me jars of peanut butter, I think I'll be extremely happy.
Smooth or crunchy?
Crunchy.
That's the real question. All right, that is the real question for Mod.
Okay, I like smooth if it for me making shakes or whatnot, or if I want to melt it on ice cream. But I like crunchy whenever I make peanut butter and jelly wraps and sandwiches, and so that's what I want for my birthday, guys.
I saw something the other day that people eat peanut butter and mayo sandwiches.
Yeah, I
That's
know that is nasty.
That sounds like something Zazzaboo would eat. Yeah.
It's nasty. I tried it once. It's gross because somebody was talking about it in high school, and I was like, nope. I literally threw it at their face and then walked away.
All right. Well, you guys are clearly nuts. So why don't we?
The Chiefs.
Hey! It's not as bad as Ty's nut cam. So
I mean, we could have entered that one right in here, you know. All right. So over to Star Wars, which is I know Ty's favorite topic. Rumors about the fate of Disney Plus's Obi-Wan Kenobi series are less dire than originally reported, according to Obi-Wan Kenobi himself, Owen McGregor. Rumors swirled that the show had been canceled or delayed because scripting was rejected by Lucasfilms. They were just pushed. They just pushed the shooting beginning to next year. McGregor revealed the scripts were really good. I saw 90% of the writing. That was all bull about there being creative differences and all that stuff. None of it true. He also made another mention of the scripts, saying the delay would give them the time to make them better. Do you buy what he's saying here, or is he just acting as a spin man and trying to handle a PR issue, Ty?
I don't think there would be any reason to say it if it wasn't true. Otherwise, it's going to come down even harder on Disney, on him, especially since he defended them. I think he's right. It's just delayed, and I personally can't wait until this show comes out. I'm really curious how Disney's going to tell the story of Obi-Wan.
Now, Brmibe, do you know anything more about the show? Other than it's just going to be focusing around Obi-Wan?
No, I haven't really heard too much of it. I knew it got. I heard it was supposed to be pushed back a while back whenever the Han Solo movie didn't go too well. When it was kind of considered controversial by different fans.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond that, I didn't until we were finding out the topics of this week. I didn't even fully know that there was an issue going on with it right now.
Mm-hmm. Now, from what I've heard, the show will focus around his time on Tatooine. Do you know if that's right, Ty?
Pretty sure that's what I've heard as well. But
okay.
You also have to take that with a grain of salt.
Or sand.
That's not official, and some things will be purposely leaked out so that they're not. Yeah, I mean, sometimes they leak stuff out just to get a feel of how the fans are, what feelings they're feeling about it. But other times they will completely try to throw you off their tracks. And I feel like that's something that Disney might do.
Definitely possible. Jazzy, are you a Star Wars fan?
Do I have to answer that, or can we have everybody else answer that?
No,
well, I wanted to see in what level I could throw this over to you, but if you're not a Star Wars fan, you know.
I mean, who's Obi-Wan Kenobi? I'm kidding. I am kidding. Calm down. I already can feel chat about to rage at me.
The internet goes wild.
Like, I want to
really though
come up towards you right now, like
just punch right up. Well, now, do you buy that it's a PR issue that he's kind of handling, or that he's? Do you think it's a PR issue that he's handling here, or what?
I'm not exactly like 100% sure, because I heard Star Wars and kind of just tuned everything out. But probably like he might just be having some like issues overall, like with production itself, because you never exactly know. Or there could have been like a casting issue, or we're talking about it being delayed, correct?
Yes.
I mean, there's no way that they canceled it, especially coming off of the success of their last show.
This is true. The Mandalorian like took off. Like Baby Yoda is probably the best factor in there for it, but like they probably have no issues with making a new story and new everything along with it. So I don't think there's really much of an issue. I think they probably just want to wait and see what people's responses are.
They did pull the canceled card once before with this particular item. I believe in the beginning it was talked about as being a movie, and then around the Solo movie time frame, since it wasn't received as well, I think they transitioned this, or there was talk about that being canceled in general.
That also was at a different time in the Disney timeline. So now currently Disney is like, the monopoly of Star Wars and Marvel, comic books, sci-fi. They've got it all on lockdown, right? Except for DC, of course.
For now.
They have Disney Plus, and they have to have content for Disney Plus. They are going to force feed this.
Is that why they're releasing more of the Clone Wars series, you think?
Yes. They need more
Star
content.
Wars as they can.
And that's, I mean, Star Wars, it's a whole universe, right? I see that you're going to get the same thing with Marvel. They're reinventing all the characters again so they can tell their own stories. The Avengers wasn't the last last time you'll see them all. It's just you'll see them earlier in time now, right? Like, you're probably going to have some spin-off shows along from there as well. That can go straight to Disney Plus. It's like the Marvel Gambit movie never really got off the ground. I could see something like that being a straight to Disney Plus release instead of actually going to the silver screen. A lot how Netflix does their movies. They save money by doing these movies and then putting them on Disney Plus. You don't have to pay all the distribution fees and stuff. Everything's done in-house.
What if they threw like the cancel card out there just to see people's reactions on whether they're like whether they would be upset or not that this content wasn't going to be out there?
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what I was saying earlier too. Stump was sometimes you release some information and just to gauge audience.
Any ink is good ink, right, Brmibe?
I would think that they would already know that people want it, because when going back to the Solo movie, whenever they had mentioned something about there was a rumor, small kind of, that they wouldn't even do the Han Solo movie, a lot of fans were crying out, hey, we've been asking for this. We never asked for the Han Solo movie. Give us the Obi-Wan Kenobi movie instead. And so I don't really see them trying to make, or I don't see them as seeing if they can get everybody to bite, because they already know everybody wants it.
Fair enough. Well, if you guys don't have anything else to add on that topic, I think it might be all we have planned tonight.
I did want to kind of get everybody's in the panel their take on the new social media platform Byte that was just released this week. It's actually like Vine version 2. It's made by the same developers. It came out, I want to say yesterday was the first day. Is anybody else besides me know anything else about Byte?
I mean, I can personally say I haven't heard it mentioned until about now.
Okay.
See, I read that it was like Vine, and then I just clicked away.
So yeah, it's a platform that another content creation where you're creating 6-second videos, and they continuously loop as you watch them. So it's something to really keep your eyes on as content creators. There's a lot of good stuff already on there. I watched one that was he was playing a tablet in class, and he was playing like Mario or something, and the teacher started walking towards him, and he turned to his book app and then turned the page, and then it actually turned into a book. There's some really creative stuff on Byte. I think that you all should try and get on the platform now before it really blows up. And it's too late.
Now, how is this different from TikTok?
It's not to music, and it's only 6 seconds.
Okay, so it's very closely related to Vine then, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
Vine was 7 seconds, I believe. 7 to 10, I believe.
And like I
Okay.
said, it's the same people that built Vine. They're just,
That makes sense then.
they're coming back and
We're coming
into the
back
fold.
for more.
Which now
Resurrecting.
I don't know why they didn't just reboot Vine and they called it Byte instead. It's a little weird. I'll never keep up with social media. You can't make me. Well, this social media is kind of different because it's content creation based, which is why I like it. There's a lot of cool editing going on in these things, and some of them aren't as clever. But I'm digging it more than TikTok. What's that?
Are you on Byte?
I haven't created any content for it yet, but I do have an account. Yes.
So you haven't seen anything either, Brmibe?
Nope.
Guess we're just behind the times over here.
I mean, I might make one for like for just like promoting Twitch, I guess. Like
The
just
lulz.
random video, yeah, for the lulz, random videos of me editing, or like, look guys, I failed. I broke it or something like that.
Symphonic is in chat. He just got here. I do know that Symphonic has a bite as well. I saw it on his Twitter. That he made a bite video. I just have to find him on Bite or Vine 2.
Well, Symphonic, you're going to have to let us know a little bit more about it, how it actually handles, if it's worth our time. Maybe you have to teach Ty a few things about it.
You always have to teach Ty a few things. I mean, what? I forgot. I'm not supposed to be mean.
I literally was the first one to tell all three of you about this.
Sure.
Also, while I have chat's attention, let me also point out that we are still raising money for Zyroth. Zyroth.elevatestreams.com is the GoFundMe. If you're not comfortable with putting in credit card information on that site, you can use our PayPal account, transfer money from your PayPal account to that. Put that it's for Zyroth in the comments. We'll get that money over to the GoFundMe ourselves, or check out elevatethestore.com, and we have a Zyroth shirt. All proceeds or all profit goes towards that GoFundMe as well.
That t-shirt looks amazing. I want to point that out there. I'm waiting until I can get more money so I can buy one.
Jazzy, your order is shipped, by the way, as well.
I know.
Okay.
Zaz told me. The email didn't. I never got an email. Just an FYI.
We will look into that.
All right. Well, I think that does wrap us up then. Unless Ty has another one he wants to throw in.
I mean, I can talk for hours. You know.
I know we have.
Oh, that's true.
But we're running out of script, so at some point, I think we would just be at the end of the page. But is there anything that you guys want to plug for us here at the end, or want to start with you, Brmibe? Or Ty, if he wants to.
I just wanted to remind, due to the Super Bowl game between the Chiefs and the 49ers, next week there will not be a table of content. We will resume table of content the following week, which will be on Sunday, February 9th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Same Elevate channels, same Elevate network. Something like that.
I want to throw out there that on my channel I might be doing a birthday stream that night because it may or may not be my birthday.
On the 2nd or the 9th?
The 9th.
Oh.
Okay. Interesting. Well, yep, that was where I was going with that next, Ty, but thank you for covering that for us. That's all right, not a problem.
Sorry to step on your stump.
My roots are sore. So follow us on Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you would like to be a guest or have a topic you would like to hear discussed, hit us up on Twitter or shoot us an email at content@elevatethenetwork.com. Thanks, and we'll see you next week.
TIE Fighter X1 everywhere.